Hello! Alrighty, so in today's video we're going to be discussing the top 5 most skilled brawlers. So I actually made a video on this around about 3 months ago. However, I gotta say I disagree with the tier list. It was a little bit incorrect, so we're here to fix up the tier list. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree on it. Yeah, let's get into the video. Number 5 is Dynamite, and without any other explaining, let's get into a match and let's do some explaining. Alrighty, so if you go back around about 2 years ago, you would see a lot of tier lists for the most skilled brawls inside of Brawl Stars. Dynamite normally places 1 or 2nd and sometimes 3rd. And why am I doing that? Well, why am I? Okay, so reason is because Dynamite's second gadget makes him a lot less skill required. Of course, hitting your shots still requires a lot of skill, but now with the fact that all you need to do is hit one lucky shot with the stun activated and you win and you completely kill them, unless they're like Primo or something, they have like a ton of HP. Other than that, you've killed them, they're dead. So that's why he's number 5. Now, of course, it still requires a skill to actually hit the shot, of course, and predicting that you're going to hit that shot. Because remember, you have to use your gadget. It's not like the first shot that you hit, you're going to stun them or whatever. It's not like that. You actually have to hit and predict. I'm going to activate the gadget and I'm going to use this and I'm going to hit. You don't do that. Or if you do that and then you miss your shot, boom, congratulations, you wasted the gadget. So that's why. So another reason is because Dynamite's Dyna Jump used to be his only star power, which meant that you might as well utilize it while you're there. But now that's not a thing. So yeah, overall, he's not that amazing. He's okay, but that's why he's number 5. And coming at number 4 is Gene. Okay, so I'm going to explain why, because Gene is a little bit controversial and questionable, so I want to see if I can convince you. So wait, let's get into a match. I'll do some explaining on why he's number 4. Now, Gene has his shots where it requires pretty much no skill. You attack, it sprays out, and it hits the opponents. So what's all the skill required in this? It's actually not the attacks. It's just the soup. And the reason is because his pool is a little bit complicated, okay? And it's tricky to know when you're going to get good value out of it. But at the same time, that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is hitting the pool. And when I say hitting the pool, I don't mean, you know, you're in solo showdown, you're in a bit of an intense situation, and you're going to quickly auto-aim and get nothing out of it. No, I mean you're actually going to do something with that pool. In gem grab, pulling the gem carrier, pulling a lane brawler. It's tricky. You need your teammates there. You need to actually pull them. There's so many times where people pull air, and in fact, it happens so many times where there's literally been named there's literally a nickname for it, pulling air. Literally, because people do it so much, there is a literal nickname for it. That's why he's number 4, because he requires a lot of skill to actually get a good pull. Pulling someone is one thing, actually getting a pull that's going to dramatically help and change the game, which Gene's main responsibility, it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do, and you have even the like amazing players with tons of rank 35s and decked out accounts, and yet they still miss Gene's pull. And even if they do hit their pull, it's a chance that it's barely even going to change the game, because 1, either your teammate's not there to kill them, or 2, it's just a bad pull generally. So that's why actually using him properly, it's really difficult to do. Alrighty, so next on the list, I took a good browse of all of the brawlers and I realized that a lot of brawlers actually don't require a lot of skill, and the reason is because they have a gadget or a star power that defeats the necessity of skill. Let's just say Byron, for example. He used to take a decent amount of skill, but with this gadget, now you have a guaranteed 3 shots, and perhaps you may even hit more than 3 shots because he shoots 3 different individual shots, but you're really likely to hit at least one of them, so therefore he requires less skill because of that. So there's some brawlers that just have star powers that just make him more easier to use. You got Piper, for example, you know, the auto aim. Okay, well, if this wasn't a thing, then Piper would be way more difficult to use. Let's get into number 3. Number 3 is Tara. Let's explain why. Alrighty, so similar principle to Gene, and overall it's actually quite, it's once you understand why she's difficult to use, you really can wrap your head around it. It's nothing too complicated. Okay, so Tara is a brawler that requires the entire game to get results. You have to play and hit so many shots, and it requires so much patience, because you just need to keep on shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and just hitting as many shots, just hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting, just trying to get as much damage as humanly possible, and not really so you can do damage, just so you can get the super in. And the reason is because the super is incredibly strong, but it requires a very long time to get the super, thus resulting in an extreme amount of patience. For you to not play too aggro, for you to survive in solo showdown, you need to play too aggro. Well, you need to play aggro enough where you'll get the super, but you won't make enemies. Because if you start playing aggro with everybody, nobody's going to want to team with you. Nobody's going to want you to exist further on in solos. So then they're going to try and take you out. So that's a big thing in the game, so you can make enemies. And another thing is just the fact that her super is really good, but you can spend the entire game doing a super. You can either miss it, which is very rare. That's not the reason why it requires a lot of skill, but because it's just super difficult to get a good pull in. No. I did not think. No. Fang, do not get any cheeky ideas. Do not get any cheeky ideas, and you stole my cube. I do not forgive you for that. I don't care if you're not apologizing. I just straight up don't forgive you. Okay, we're good. Okay, so here's the thing with Tara. You have to use the entire game. You have to wait the entire game to get your super. You can miss it, but that's not that likely. The thing is that you may not get good value out of it, and a lot of time with Tara's super, you'll get really good value. But the problem is, what the heck? Okay then, but the problem is that you can pull a Brawler, and they're only at like 2k HP, so then you get like no value out of it. And this can happen so many times in the game. So overall, she requires a lot of skill because you need to get a good pull in, you need to make fast, quick decisions, you need to play incredibly patient. There's just so many requirements to play her good. Of course, using Tara isn't that hard, but actually like really utilizing Tara, getting insane value out of her, that is difficult. Now we have some teamers here, so let's see if we can take him out. He's gonna dash. Good on your bull. Unfortunately, we're gonna go down. It's a little bit hard to, 1v4. I mean, we've got the two primos down, but unfortunately we did not get the Fang down, but either way, no biggie. Now next on the list, number 2. Now I just want to say something before I reveal this brawler. If you're going to enjoy this video, consider subscribing if you're new here, and I don't really advertise this much, and I'm going to try and advertise it because if you're interested but you don't know, how are you going to know? So I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, and I have a Discord server. If you're interested in joining, all of the links are in the description. Let's get back to the video. Alrighty, number 2. Well, there's not much to reveal, you can already see it, it's Piper. So, without further ado, let's do some explaining on Piper. Unfortunately, she's 700 trophies, I'm probably going to tilt. I'm trying to get every brawler 700 trophies, then 750, 800, 850, 50k. So, yeah, we're probably going to tilt, but you know what, it's alright, no biggie. Alright, so Piper, I'm just going to use the first gadget because it's a little bit better in solos. I would suggest you use the other gadget if you're playing any other game mode but solos. Now Piper requires so much skill, and I really don't need to explain why, so we're not going to. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna explain why. Her shots are incredibly hard to hit, and her gadgets are really good, but you actually have to hit people to get value out of it. I know it's kind of crazy, but real talk. So, oh my goodness, no, we're gonna tilt. No. Oh, that's so painful, Piper. I had to get a 700 in duels, but yeah, it's a little rough. Yeah, so basically the reason is because her attacks are really difficult to use. Her second gadget actually helps her, for people who don't really know how to use her, me included, really get much value out of it. The second gadget is really good for that, but the problem is, in order to get value out of that, you actually have to hit the opponent. So you hit them once and then you use the gadget, but you actually have to hit them first. So it's not like you get an automatic win like Fang's second gadget, where you just stun them, spam happy days. It requires a little bit more skill. Also, another thing is, to get value out of both of the star powers, it requires skill. In order to hit your sniping shots and actually get good value out of it, are you going to hit them and then just hit them, and then you're going to reload more ammo, and then you're just going to miss that shot, or are you actually going to get value out of it? Because if you miss your shot, you're not getting any value out of it. And the first star power, you actually have to get value out of it by going in a bush. So then therefore, you're going to predict that you're going to go in a bush, you're going to go in a bush and try and hit somebody. What are you going to do? Well, alright, so Mortis is actually half decent in solos, so I'm going to do a solos match. I might actually be able to get a dub. Honestly, with most of the brawls, I knew I wouldn't be able to get a dub, and just because they're so bad in solos, except for like Tara, she's half decent. But Mortis I can probably get a dub with. Alrighty, Mortis, just like Piper, I don't really need to do a lot of explaining. As we all know, Mortis is extremely good. He's overall like the brawler that everybody really just identifies and just knows that he's good. It's just a mutual agreement across the whole community. Everybody just knows that Mortis just requires a ton of skill. Nice shot by Dynamite right there. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to go down for that, bud. Damn, look at this ping. I have like no ping right now. What the heck? How did they just... Oh my goodness, stop. No, please. I'm joking. It was a joke. It's only a joke until Stop, Dynamite. I don't know how I'm getting close to dying by Dynamite. I didn't actually think I'd get hit by that, but I did. Whoa, that was real. Big brain. Yes, that was big brain. Let's go. Alright. That was a... Whoa. Come on, Max. Really? Okay. Yeah, I don't need to do explaining, so let's just... use Mortis and just, yeah, so, how was your day? Was it good? I hope it was. My day's been pretty decent. Boom. Come on. Let's go. Oh man, that was a nerve-wracking moment right there. But damn, we have like no ping. If you notice, my shots were instant. That's not common for me. Yeah, a lot of time I have lag, but yeah, apparently we don't. It's kind of cool. Alrighty, what is up, Surge? Yoink, yoink, yoink. Jump, attack. Oh no, stop! Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Oh, bro, you're not even gonna hit your shot. You know what I'm gonna do? Look, look, look. It's real big brain. Boom, boom, just like that. Let's go. All right, Amber, you can use the teleporter, or you can just wait it out. I mean, honestly, I'm more than down for you to do either. I don't really mind. All right, looks like we're gonna be going here. Boom, boom. Let's go. We got a dub. That was actually a really good game. And I predicted a dub. Let's go. Cool. Alright, so that's gonna do it for today's video. If you did agree, let me know in the comments. Overall, I understand this is a very controversial listing, and the reason is because everybody has a different view on it, because everybody has a different experience. I mean, some people may say that like poker requires more skill in the game, and some people may say primo requires more skill in the game. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Have a good one.